ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another race here on MaxSpeedTV. We're bringing you live and wide open here in Atlanta, the 3-Wide Racing League Nathan Young Designs Truck Series. And I gotta tell you, these guys are flat flying around here at Atlanta tonight. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. My name is KR Stolfus. In the booth with me tonight, here momentarily, will be Charles Wooten. So I hope y'all stick around and wait for that to happen. That's going to be a fun time. Meanwhile, while we have a minute, let's go over some of our sponsors here at MaxSpeedTV. Want to give a big shout out to the SimSpeedShop.com. We appreciate what they do for us here at MaxSpeedTV. If you need to, check them out at SimSpeedShop.com, where you can find some great looking button boxes and other sim equipment. Also wanted to do a shout out to HREMotorsports.com. That is the team that supports MaxSpeedTV, and we support them. So check out what they're doing at HREMotorsports.com. You can also find Elite 7 Racing on Facebook. Check out Elite 7 Racing on Facebook as the checkered flag flies. Want to go over the Ohio IndyCar League. These guys are going to be on MaxSpeedTV. It's an IndyCar league based out of Ohio. So hopefully, if you are in search of an IndyCar league, you can find them and join them. All right, so qualifying has gotten underway. We're going to bring you these cars. It is closed single car qualifying, so we're going to try and bring you each car as they come out of the pits here. Had a good chance to talk with a lot of the drivers before the race. A lot of them felt they could run wide open during the first few laps. So qualifying is going to be a wide open. This is a fixed setup league, by the way. So everyone's going to be running wide open. Right now we're watching Drew Eisenman. Mike Stevens in the 63. This guy's done a great job so far this year. Been someone that's been in the front in both the Nathan Young Designs Truck Series and the Race Kings Cup Series. So this guy's going to be one to watch here, as this guy typically finds a way to the front. Mike Stevens now. First one to turn a lap with a 30.528. That's good enough for pole right now. And it sounds like a door is just opened and closed. Looks like we have someone in the booth. Is this Mr. Charles Wooten?
It is. Just finished up, and again, the bathroom line was not too long, so I did go by the concession stand as well. But we are here now to pick up with this race.
Oh man, I tell you, it's going to be a good race. We're here at Atlanta in a fixed series, and the track is nice and cool, and the drivers are saying they can run wide open for about 5 to 10 laps.
Well, that should be an interesting race. Going from a really tiny track of Bristol to a big track like this, this should be interesting. To see the difference here. We had a few cautions, but overall good there. But I'm looking forward to seeing some great racing here. Watching the 94 right now as we switch over to the 83. They have got a huge field here in this league.
Yeah, we got quite the amount of cars out here. One car I'm watching is the 56 of Tate Lytle. Tate now pulling it down, but he's currently second place with a 30.321. Drew Eisenman is on pole with a 30.285, and the 18 of Paul Ross, that is going to round out your top three. He's got a 30.329.
Yeah, and I get to kind of figure out who I'm going to go for here. As I have not seen any of these drivers race before, so this could get very interesting. I do recall you said the ones that have the star by the name, those are admins, correct?
No, the ones with the stars, those are our rookies. Those are our beginners in the 3-Wide Racing League. Now, they may not necessarily be a rookie to the truck, but they are a rookie to the league.
Well, this could get very interesting. It's always nice to know who your rookies are. Although I kind of feel like a rookie myself here. Again, not knowing who everyone is, but I will get to know these guys the longer we obviously are in this series.
Now, I'm watching the 15 of Michael Skinner. He's currently scored 37th right now. Last car to take a lap. Or scored last to take a lap. But he's coming around to do a second lap, so I expect this one to be a little bit faster out of him.
We'll definitely see here. Got a nice looking paint job on that 15. MSI motherboards, very good products. I use them quite frequently myself. And he's going to go up to 5th fastest with a 30.336. So a very fast time, to say the least. Obviously, the fastest is a 30.2, but a 30.3 is a very solid time.
All right, guys, as we like to do here, we're going to step away and play our Star Spangled Banner.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ready.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are just now have almost all the cars on the grid. So while we have a moment, we will go through our Walls Beard Co. qualifying grid. On row 1, Drew Eisman laying down the best time here with a 30.285. On his outside is going to be Tate Lytle. Row number 2 is going to be Paul Ross and Peter Short. Row 3 is Michael Skinner and Johnny Thomas. Row 4 is Jordan Teal and Travis Bennett. Bennett, a rookie in this league. James Duke, another rookie, is going to start 9th. And outside him, row 5, outside 10th place, Nathan Velez. Row 6, Kurt Crum and David Wilson. Row 7 will be Levi Zielinski and Brandon Newhouse. Row 8 will be Christopher Munger and Wade Lear.
And row 9 is going to be Thomas Morris, again another rookie in the series, and Tanner Sharp. So another fine driver. I think I've heard that name before, so we'll see how he does here. Row 10 is going to be Eric, Mike, and Todd Smith. Again, another rookie here in the series as well. Row 11 is going to be Mike Stevens and Louis Salmasso. Hopefully that is correct. Learning the names as I go here. Row 12, Kyle Henshaw and Chad Brown. Row 12 is going to be Frank Sims, and he is also a rookie in here, and Sam Close. Row 14, Michael Whitley, another rookie in the series, and Zach Trevino. Row 15 and 29 is going to be Rusty Webb and Josh Hopefully you get that right, Burnett. Again, rookie in this league, starting in 30th. 16th row is going to be Richard Hines Hines, so we get that right, and Skylar Nissel.
Green, green, green.
17 and the green flag comes out, so we'll go ahead and end it there real fast for you. But again, a lot of good drivers back there, just didn't have time to go through them all.
No, green flag comes out here. We get 1 lap to do everything, and we just couldn't quite get her done fast enough. But here we go, green flag in the air, down the backstretch we go. Like we said in practice, these guys can run 1 or 2 very easy laps wide open in this large group now. I expect to see maybe lap 5 drivers start lifting. The leaders won't need to lift until about lap 6 or 7.
Yeah, and I do apologize for that. That was strictly on me. Getting familiar with these names first night here, but that is a huge field, so we're going to do better to go through that. So I apologize for that, but I'm looking back. We've already kind of got a little bit of a gap here back for about 24th of the 75. That is Frank Sims. So he's kind of all by himself. Got a huge gap between the cars in front of him and the cars behind him. But these guys are all the way in front of him and behind him with 2 and 3 wide, right in front and right behind. They're kind of duking it out right now.
Yeah, we got a large group of cars. They're all pretty much running still side by side from the start. A little bit of shuffling. The 77 of Drew Eisenman, though, he's got all kinds of clean air. And the 18 of Paul Ross right on his back bumper.
Yeah, we may see a battle for the lead right there, just watching them myself. We look just a little behind them. Peter Short in the 22 right now. He's kind of got a lot of company coming from the 31, trying to get by him. I believe that's the 31. It is indeed. So they got a lot of work cut out for them right now as everyone's trying to shuffle out and get their spots. You know, you don't want to stay there too long. If you do, it's definitely going to end bad. You don't want to stay on that outside too much, as people will get by you on the inside, because that seems to be a little bit faster line here at this track, as that's what the 22 Peter Short is doing to the 15 right now of Michael Skinner.
Yeah, Mike Skinner riding that outside on the here in Atlanta. It's not necessarily a bad spot as he gets around the 22 of Peter Short, but you know, you would think you're going to be a little bit faster, but you know, we're on lap 5, so we might see some drivers starting to lift as Peter Short possibly going to lose a spot to Johnny Thomas once again on the outside.
He is indeed. I'm looking a little further back here at the first rookie. That is the 76 of James Duke. He is sitting right now in 7th position. He is the highest placing rookie in the series right now. And he is taking that 76 machine to the high side now, trying to get by the 33 of Jordan Teal. And he's got his hands full. He almost had by him, but just couldn't complete the pass now. And now it looks like he's going to be stuck up on the high side. It's him and the 33 get together. Caution will come out.
Big contact. A lot of people collecting there, still making contacts. Oh my goodness, drivers everywhere. This is something that some of the drivers feared would happen about the time they needed to start lifting, was going to create big accidents.
And not sure exactly who would call fault, the 76 and the 33 getting together. And watching, that was the 88 of Russ. Just a terrific save by him. He actually had that thing completely sideways to avoid hitting the wreck.
Yeah, lots of cars, trucks involved here in this one. And, you know, these guys kind of going to thin the field a little bit with these situations going on. But each driver's got to fend for themselves and make it to the end of this race here.
Yeah, it really is. Fend for yourself here. You know, you may have some teammates out there, but it doesn't matter. At this point early in the race, you don't want to do anything crazy, but yet you don't want to do anything to put yourself back in the back either. You want to be up front. As much as of a race it is, we're only on lap 8 of 114. Everybody's going to come down pit road. You know, tires are key, but track position is always key too. So these guys definitely don't want to be at the back of this field for very long.
No, and these pit stops here are going to be very important. Everyone's going to need tires. Those who got damage are going to stick around, get some of that damage fixed. Drew Eisman in the 77 and the 56 both overshot their pits right there. Tate Lytle, those guys are going to lose some spots here on pit road to everyone who did not miss their pit stall. As we watch the race off pit road, here they come.
And it looks like the 33, and we're watching him. He's coming down pit road. That truck is smoking. I'm not sure if they have a fast repair or not. Again, just getting familiar with this league myself, but we will definitely know all of that coming into it. But we're going to see here if we can check some of the info here. Fast repair limit 0, so they have 0 fast repairs here. So that is going to make it very interesting. They don't have a incident limit though, so that is a good thing, as we don't want anyone getting DQ'd due to incident points.
No, we got quite a few good drivers out here, and they like to run real close side by side, and every once in a while there's some contact. So it's gonna be some great racing though here. I mean, like we saw this opening laps, really no one separated from being side by side, and once again we're going to see that again as everyone's on fresh tires, just like the start of the race.
And just now noticing Levi Zielinski, he actually received a unacceptable level, fell out of the race. He is back now, but again, he did fall out of the race due to an internet connection before rejoining. So this could get interesting for him, as he's definitely going to go at least one lap down.
So going a lap down here early because of connection issues. Still early in the race, have 114 laps total for this event. We're only on lap 10, so if you can get it straightened out and get back out there, no big deal, because you got plenty of time and the opportunity of lots of yellows to recover from it.
And I was sitting here looking to check out all the stats here. Overcast of 65 degrees, so the track is also 65 degrees. Not a very hot track, quite cool for that matter. 75% fuel is all they have here, so you know that is going to play a factor here with only 3/4 of the fuel that this car can handle. They are going to have to pit more often, so it's going to make it interesting anytime you add any factor into just other than driving around a track. Crazy things can happen, so it's going to be a very interesting race here as we have a little over 100 laps left to go.
Talking to the drivers beforehand, they said watch out for turn 2, it's going to get tight coming off of there, but they also expected if it goes a full fuel run for them to be able to do anywhere from 38 to 40 laps depending on how much you're able to lift. And then we also might see some people short pitting at that point too, but full fuel runs about 38 to 40 laps.
Well, that is not a whole lot of laps here, so several pit stops going to happen, as it looks like Jordan Teal has packed it up. He is done here tonight, so another driver out of the race.
Checking in on the 6 of Eric Mikey. He's on the outside of row 4 here for this restart. It's going to be one to watch. Pace car getting ready to pull off, and there it goes. The 18 of Paul Ross getting a jump there on the 22 of Peter Short. Green flag flying. We're back underway.
And again, this is one of those tracks you don't have to work with other people. You can kind of go by yourself. If you're fast, get out there and go. And that's what Paul Ross is doing right now. He doesn't need to rely on anybody for drafting. This isn't a super speedway. It's not a plate track. So, you know, all he's got to do is run his race. That's what any of these guys have to do, really, is just run their race. They don't have to worry about help from anybody else out there.
Yeah, speaking of not having any help, Drew Eisenman really starting to close in on the 18 of Paul Ross. Peter Short got left on the outside there, and Drew Eisenman just blew right by him.
Hey, did. And I'm looking here at Kurt Crum, your fourth place driver, a rookie here in the series. So he's the highest placing rookie right now here in this race anyway. As now he's going to drop to fifth. As when you were talking about Eric Mickey is going to take fourth place from him. But that's a good little group right there battling for fourth position, as Peter Short is just ahead of him in third place. But how long can he hang on to it is the question. He has got a lot of company coming from the 6th and the 56, as now Tate Lytle is going to take fifth position from Kurt Crum.
Tate Lytle, our front row outside starter, dropped back into fifth place here. It looks like he's starting to make some moves, working his way up to the front.
He is indeed, and we're going to cycle through the fields here, see if we can find all the way back to 18th and 19th. You got the 75 of Frank Sims, Richard Hines back here finding some good battles going on. They kind of are single file until you get back here. These guys are trying to get it sorted out, but for the most part, they are staying double file. As you got the 87 of Richard Hines back in 19th, but he's trying to get by the 46 now of Kyle Henshaw, so he's right side by side as a little bit of a blink from the 46.
We go onboard with Richard Hines in our T&D rustic decor cam, and I gotta tell you, that's so close racing here. They're going oh so fast, 170, 180 miles an hour down the straightaways here at Atlanta, and then to do it side by side, lap after lap. Oh man, it's exciting.
It definitely is. And I'm going to go back here all the way back to 36th place, or 35th place, Justin Cole. That is right. Oh, we got the 22 completely sideways, and he does get into somebody so far. No caution back here, though. Very interesting that we have not seen a caution for that yet.
The yellow flag is out.
Yellow
And
now
there it
comes
is.
out.
That was Peter Short. He was extremely sideways, bouncing off several cars.
Yeah, Peter Short, one of our front runners there, having an issue. We're going to jump into a replay here.
Now that was a wild ride from the 22 of Peter Short. Tons of damage to the front and the back of that car.
Peter Short getting involved along with Drew Eisenman. Ooh, and the 20 drills, the 87's going around, and then we have connection issues.
Well, he almost saved too. We were watching there. He had it sideways, saved it a little bit, got into another truck, and then had it going straight for the most part, and then just tried to lock it up and got a little bit of a clip. I'm not sure who that was from, but the worst hit came after the caution was already out, as he goes rolling it there just a little bit.
Once again, everyone coming down pit road. A lot of drivers with damage also on pit road again.
And there was almost more contact between the 22, and I'm not sure who that was, but again, almost more contact on pit road between drivers. So the contact has not stopped since the caution came out.
So currently scored as our leader is Nathan Young. He has not made a pit stop this time. He stopped on 10 laps ago. Made a pit stop as a last second pit stop, I should say. We watched him come down pit road, and here it looks like he's going to stay out. He may stay out once again, but him and the 15 of Mike Skinner, I would expect those guys to come down pit road. Don't think they want to stay out on 10-lap old tires.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. Those are getting some pretty old tires for this track. Also noting here, Tanner Sharp has manually disconnected, and looking Peter Short must have got a black flag, possibly for something on pit road or on the track during that thing, but he has had his black flags cleared. So race control deemed that he did not deserve that black flag, so it was cleared. so he will not have to serve any type of penalties here tonight.
All right, so Peter Short still has lots of damage on that truck, so maybe he's just trying to get it fixed as fast as possible. But the real race here isn't quite over. We're not even halfway yet. We're only on lap 20. And like you said, some drivers getting too much damage heading home. So as the field thins out here, we had quite a few trucks on the track here. And as it thins out, you know, there's going to be some more room for these guys to do their driving and maybe make some more moves without someone trying to fill a hole that they just made.
Definitely, indeed. Still a lot of racing to go. 95 laps to go. We still have not got the green, so it'll be about 93 laps, 94, 93 once we get the green flag to go. But a lot of laps still left in this race. Nobody really is going to try to press anything too much right now. You know, take it calm and just go slightly as it is one to go here. And again, Richard Hines has also left, so one more driver out of the race here due to too much damage, again, since they do not have any fast repairs.
Yeah, lots of trucks are damaged right here, so it's going to become a race of attrition. And just do your best to keep your nose clean, keep it in that clean air, and kind of control the space around you, and be smart. You know, maybe don't need to go out there and start 20th and be leading by turn 1.
Yeah, definitely, don't need to do that. Sam Close, it looks like he is out of the race now. I'm not sure what happened to him. I don't see him disconnected yet. But he is being scored in 24th and dropping spots pretty quickly here. But again, he is not disconnected just yet. But looking back here, he's actually the last one on the lead lap. So we only have currently 28 drivers on the lead lap.
All right, so pace car getting ready to pull off here. Paul Ross, Eric Mikey, front row. There we go. Paul Ross with a great jump. Christopher Munger gonna follow him on the inside of Eric Mikey, dropping to the inside here, gonna come into turn 1 in 3rd spot, so losing a little bit of ground in the 55 machine to Christopher Munger. Munger won last week's race at Daytona, and he led it for the last lap or so, about the only lap he led. And he's got the momentum coming into tonight's race as the previous winner in the Truck Series.
And again, just getting familiar with all these guys, Munger is a rookie, so, you know, something happened there, and he just actually blinked a little bit, fell all the way to last place, came back, so having connection issues himself here, but he is currently in a second. Again, I'm keeping my eye on all these guys. I'm not sure who the fastest is of the group. There seems to be a lot of good drivers so far here, especially in the top 10, even the top 15. Right now, so that's going to be interesting. Wade Lear, haven't talked about him a whole lot. He did pick up a spot there as he is currently in 16th, getting by Skylar Nissel.
Want to talk a moment about Luis Salmaso. This guy in the Ford truck, he's sitting 4th place, and he's had some work to do to get there. Definitely one of the guys that has benefited from these yellows and a lot of cars coming out as he started kind of deep in the field, but here he is sitting 4th. This is going to be one to watch if he can stay out of trouble. He's a fast driver. He was disappointed last week at Daytona, had some connection issues. He is from Chile, so not always the most reliable internet. But I got to tell you, when his internet's working, this guy is one to keep an eye on.
And we will definitely keep an eye on him, and just a few spots back from him, 10th, 11th, and 12th. I'm keeping an eye on those three. You look at that, Kurt Crum, Thomas Morris, Michael Whitley, 3 rookies, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So it's kind of a, a battle for position, but also a battle for the rookie rights here. As those three duking it out right now between the rookies, sitting in 10th, 11th, and 12th. They're all trying to battle to see which one of them can get a top 10 finish here tonight. Right now it does belong to, was that Thomas Morris, but now he's getting into the wall, and we may have a caution possibly. And it doesn't look like they're going to get it all straightened out, but Thomas Morris into the outside wall, and he will lose several spots now back to 15th position.
So Morris gotten into the wall. Nick Miller had to check up there a little bit. Looks like Miller's got some front end damage, and Miller's still losing ground here after having to check up for Morris.
So that is not any, you don't want to see that. You don't want to be the one getting into the wall, possibly causing a caution, and you definitely don't want to ruin somebody else's night. I don't think his night's over just yet, so he still has a chance to come back here. He's sitting back in 22nd place, but he's not up in the running right now for the top 10 like he was. That is still Kurt Crum sitting in 10th place. A good run for these rookies here tonight. We're seeing 3 of the rookies, 4 of them actually in the top 10.
Mike Stevens slow on the backstretch along with the 75 machine. These guys possibly trying to get out of the way of the leaders, or they might be having some issues trying to pull it in. We'll check in on that here in just a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like the 63, again, Mike Stevens, he has a lot of damage to that truck. And you're right, he did pull it back onto the track, so he was possibly just getting out of the way of the leaders as he's going to slow down. He's only doing, let's see, about 140 compared to 150 to 70 for the rest of these guys. So we'll see if he can get it back to speed as we're watching him. He does have speed. He's able to power on his own, so it's not that he was wrecked. He just was doing the courteous thing and letting those leaders by.
We have a new leader. It's our 3rd lead change. Eric Mikey has taken the lead away from Paul Ross, and he's done so here and getting ready to lead his 3rd lap. But he's coming down through 3 and 4 now. This Eric Mikey guy looking really good, really strong here, and we're starting to stretch out this fuel run a little bit.
Yeah, it looks definitely like we're going to go a green flag, at least for a big chunk of this race. 12 laps on these tires, 13 for some of them. So these guys are really starting to let, their skill come through as to how they can handle these old tires. Again, because that's going to be a key. We watched it just about every race we do. Tires are key. Once the speed wears off, as you're looking here, they are starting to wear off. Eric Mikey, his fastest lap was a 30.254. His last lap, 30.869. So he hasn't lost a whole lot of speed, but he is losing speed. So the more you lose speed, the more these tires are going to be worn out. They're going to be hard to handle on, and it's going to be like driving on glass out there, and it's really going to show who can handle these old tires.
Yeah, and Paul Ross really isn't letting Eric Mikey get away from him, so we might be seeing a little bit of cat and mouse game going on here as these guys start working through some lap traffic.
And indeed it is, as it looks like Peter Short is done here. So unfortunate there. Had his black flags cleared, but now he is done. He is out of the race, so that is unfortunate.
Christopher Munger just making it into your shot here in the 55. It looks like he's starting to close in on these two. He's not letting them get far away either.
He is not, and I'm wondering, I didn't get in here in time. Obviously just left Bristol Motor Speedway to come over here. But, I'm not putting my money on the Munger. I'm not obviously familiar enough with these guys. But to be a rookie and be sitting in a 3rd place position right now, that shows right there he has got some talent. He definitely knows how to wheel this truck. And, with any luck, he could possibly be a contender here. As he's sitting in 3rd, he started in 15th position. So he has gained 12 spots here in this race.
And he's making his way to the front. Want to check in on a couple of cars. Matt Hackathorn in the 44 machine. That car's a little beat up. A bunch of cars in this shot are a little beat up. Hackathorn has currently scored 25th place right now. But he's hanging out there. Hasn't given up yet. He's dealing with the damage, and hopefully he can make it to the end of this race, and there'll be a couple more incidents, and he will be able to benefit from that.
Yeah, he definitely, you're going to get another caution. He'll definitely benefit from it. One, I want to check in, and we can find him. Actually, he's out of the race, so we can't check in with the 22. That was Peter Short, who is out of the race. But looking back here to your last place car, or your first car multiple laps down, actually second, is the 75 of Frank Sims. He's the rookie here, one of them. He is not having the run he wanted here tonight back in 27th. But right ahead of him is the 26 of Drew Eisman. Back again 3 laps down. Had such a good run. He led 8 laps. But now he is currently 3 laps down. So something happened to him. He's got major damage to the front and the back of that truck as he's getting passed now by the 2 who is on the lead lap of Nathan Young.
Yeah, Drew Eisman was caught up in that wreck with Peter Short. But while we're talking about that, Paul Ross did manage to get back around Eric Mikey, and Mikey looks to be losing some ground to him and falling into the clutches of Christopher Munger.
Yeah, Munger, again, he's got some talent. He's going to be up there. I have a feeling he may be at least the top 2 car, if not a win here tonight. Johnny Thomas, we haven't talked about him at all today in that 83 machine, but he's kind of just lingering back there. Again, 1.6, now 1.599 seconds behind the leader. We could possibly see him make a bid here. He started 6th, he's in 4th, so he is moving forward at the moment. As right behind him, Nathan Velez is also doing the same thing, started in 10th, and he is in 5th, so he has gained 5 spots here tonight.
Yeah, Nathan Velez in the 48 machine doing a great job. Tate Lytle hanging around the top 5 here consistently. Like, he started front row outside and has been a top 5 contender all race, but I gotta tell you, that truck looks very straight, very clean right now.
It is a very clean looking ride. So again, it'll be interesting. They don't have an incident limit. I'm not sure if they have any bonus points for clean racing or anything like that. But if they do, you know, having a clean car and 0 incident is definitely going to help you. And we'll know if they have a clean racing. They don't have any fast repairs, so unless they get very little damage that we can't see, we'll know who has the damage out there tonight. One I want to check in with here is Thomas Morris. Back in 17th place right now. He was all the way up into the top 10, 11th place at one point. He has fallen back quite a bit now, back again to 17th, and that's actually where he started. So he hasn't lost any as far as progress goes forward since from where he started, but he did lose some from his highest point during the race.
Morris has got a little bit of damage, kind of wadded up. He was one of the guys that we saw get into the wall a little while ago and got bumped in the back end. So that's where he's got his damage from. He's still out there and someone that will benefit from a caution and get some of this damage fixed.
Hey, Will, as we got a caution coming out, and I believe that is, take a look here, the 03. Yeah, and not sure, he had some heavy contact with the wall there. So he looks like he was smoking just a little bit.
Yeah, Wade Lear in the 03 as we watch the replay here. Going into 3 and 4 here. Car's looking good. Coming out of 4. Down the front stretch. Still looking good. Not sure what is going to happen next. Internet issue. Perfect. Lap car got in the way or something.
Lick.
And he just clobbered the wall.
That was a very, very hard lick to the outside wall. And while all that's happening, looks like he's going to have several minutes repairs. He's actually out of the race. Nick Miller also out of the race. So he disconnected as well. So several drivers disconnecting here.
All right, here they come down pit road. Everyone coming down pit road, it looks like all the lead lap cars as they flash past you.
Yeah, they definitely, they need these fresh tires. Again, we're on lap 45 of 114. Everybody looking to get some fresh tires. 70 laps to go. That's all that remains here in the race, as it looks like the 56 is going to slightly overshoot his pit stall and have to put it in reverse. Again, that is Tate that's going to do that, so he is going to lose at least 1 or 2 positions after missing his pit stall just ever so slightly and having to back up.
Paul Ross, first one on pit road, first one off. So good job on him. Eric Mikey coming out second. Johnny Thomas going to jump up to third. And Christopher Munger, big time loser here, lost a lot of ground coming out 9th place, entered in pit road third.
Yeah, that is not where you want to go. You want to go forward. You don't want to go backwards here. But, you know, from time to time it does happen. There's still plenty of time. Again, we just said 70 laps to go here. So you have plenty of time to get to the front. But, you know, just an update here as to the drivers out of this race already. Wade Lear out of the race. Nick Miller, Peter Short, Justin Kolb out of the race. Sam Close, Tanner Sharp, Richard Hines, Andrew Rucker, Carlos Costa out of the race, Jordan Teal, James Duke. All those guys out of the race officially. They have taken their car behind the wall. Interesting enough, David Wilson, 38 laps down. He has been on pit road 27 minutes, but he has not called it quits yet.
And doing an engine swap, it would seem. Might be able to get back out there and log some laps, get some points.
Yeah, and that's all it is about out here, getting those points. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. You want to get as many points as you can, rack them up. Again, you know, if you're able to get out here in the next 10 minutes and gain 5 positions, as he could at least gain, he could gain all the way up to 30th, if not further, maybe up to 28, if he was able to get back out here in the next lap or 2. So that's what it's all about, is officially Wade Lamar has packed it up and gone home. He has disconnected, so a lot of drivers starting to disconnect. Is we had 39 start, and we currently have 26 on a track here. It looks like Mike Stevens is on pit road, and it looks like he is actually going to shut it down, possibly maybe having some connection issues there.
All right, lights have gone out on the track and on the pace car. Field's starting to form up. Paul Ross going to be leading this field to the green. And I got to tell you, he's also led 30 laps. Drew Eisman has led 8. Eric Mikey has led 8. Those have been our 3-lap leaders. So Paul Ross putting on a dominant performance here in the first half of this race. We're about 10 laps away from the halfway point.
Yeah, we are getting there very quickly here. We've had 3 cautions here so far for 11 laps, so not a whole lot of laps under caution out of the 46 completed. But I would be willing to bet we're going to see at least 1, maybe 2 more cautions here for a total of 5, maybe 6. We'll just kind of all be, you know, up in the air to see how it plays itself out.
Sure will, and the field really starting to bunch up here as they come into 3 and 4. And the pace car getting ready to pull off. And there it goes behind the scoring tower. Paul Ross on the loud pedal. Eric Mikey on the outside of him. And Johnny Thomas making a good start. Gonna get by Eric Mikey here, possibly coming into turn 1.
Yeah, they're really not giving anybody much room right now. Back here for about 6th, 7th, and 8th. As they're still 2 wide, trying to make it 3 wide at some points, just a little bit behind them, but again, they stay not lap or 2, and then they kind of sort it out, and they start kind of shuffling it out to determine where everybody wants to stay. But right now, they are doing a pretty good job of getting it sorted out. for the most part.
Travis Bennett currently running 7th. He's our highest scoring rookie here in the 3-Wide Racing League. Nathan Young Designs Truck Series, and he's looking good. He's got a lot of straight pieces on that truck. And moving on to the series, or moving up through the field here to do it.
He is indeed. I'm keeping an eye on Magnus Fields here, all the way back into 15th and beyond. Excuse me. Looking at Nathan Young in the 2. We saw him moving forward earlier, but he is slightly falling back, but he's still putting a good run here. Probably our biggest mover. Started 39th. He's in 19th right now. He has gained 20 spots since the start of this race. So, you know, that is probably by far the biggest mover. He is doing a really good job to get a top 20 finish right now.
Yeah, Nathan Young, that is the one that the series is for. He does custom paints. So Nathan Young does most of the paints for this 3-Wide Racing League. And I gotta say, most of these trucks look really great.
They do indeed. Here's watching the 44. It looks like he's gonna get by him. That is Matt Hackathorn, like you were talking about him earlier. It looks like he will take that position if he can get by him. Right now, I'm just not sure as you see Matt get into the outside wall there. And that's going to let the 64 get back by him as those two are side by side right now. Coming up to the start and finish line. They are literally going to be side by side at the line.
Got Chad Brown in the 64-44 of Matt Hackathorn. These guys putting on a good clinic of how to race side by side. Now they're going to throw in the 26 machine of Chuck Sweeting. Hackathorn with a great run down the backstretch. Closed up on Sweeting really fast. And now looking to make a move on the outside of him.
Yeah, indeed he is. So this is going to get interesting here as you got a good little battle going on. There are not too many trucks out there that don't have some damage on them. And I was keeping a track of the rookies here. Travis Bennett is your highest placed rookie right now in 8th. So we did have some people fall around. Christopher Munger back in 12th place right now in that number 55 machine as he's going to lose a spot to another rookie of Todd Smith. So he will take 11th from him. So Munger, again, he started 15th. He's in 12th, but he's been as high as 3rd today. And he has either fallen off or pit stops did not go in his favor as he had a normal pit stop here about 15.4 seconds.
Eric Mikey, like we saw on that last green flag run, here in the early stages, has managed to get around Paul Ross and is going to lead some laps here. Paul Ross still in 2nd place, but now under pressure from the 48 machine and Nathan Velez.
Yeah, Velez really is trying to run him down here, and he's doing a good job of it. 0.133 seconds behind him, now 0.100. So he is reeling him in. And I'm feeling he may try to make a pass on him here in the next lap or so as they're all going to get by the 75 of Frank Sims to put him yet another lap down. So he is now 6 laps down.
Tate Lytle still hanging around this top 5 spot here. Guy's having a great race. Maybe hasn't led a whole lot of laps, but he is not giving up. He's staying consistently in the top 5. And currently in the top 5, 5th spot is Luis Salmaso, but it looks like he's going to lose it to the 83 of Johnny Thomas.
He is indeed. They're really starting to make subtle moves here, but they're definitely passing people here as we're on lap 58 of 114, taking a look here. 57 laps to go, so we are at the halfway point. Right now, 57 completed, 57 to go, exactly at the halfway point, with only 3 cautions for 11 laps, 4 different lead changes here tonight. So it's going to be a very good race.
The 18 machine of Paul Ross is tracked Eric Mikey back down. Riding in his tire tracks, making a move to the inside here. Might have something for him, but these trucks are going to get a little tight coming out of 2. And sure enough, Paul Ross has to lift it a little as the yellow comes out.
And we'll go back and look here. Looks like the 15 of Michael Skinner is going to be involved.
And Mike Skinner coming to a stop, coming out of turn 2. We're going to check the replay here, see if we can figure out what exactly happened. Looks like him and the 65 make a little bit of contact coming out of turn 4. Both get it sorted out. Down the front stretch nice and clean. Into 1 and 2. The 65 with a good run gives the 15 a shot in the back. So the 65 machine running up onto 15 of Mike Skinner. Wow, don't know if Travis Bennett wanted to run over him or not, but just drove right into turns 1 and 2 real deep and got into the back of Skinner.
Yeah, and interesting enough, you see the 65 and the 15 getting together there. Frank Sims was given a black flag, so not sure what the black flag was for, but again, the 75 of Frank Sims was given a black flag.
All right, so down pit road they come. Eric Mikey leading the charge. Into his pit stall he goes.
Ooh, and overshoots it.
Gonna have to back it up. Now he's in his stall.
And we talk about it all the time. You don't want to overshoot your pits. It almost looked like he backed up too far, but he is getting service done. It looks like he's only going to take 2 tires as well. I didn't see the right side of the truck be jacked up. He may look like he probably did, just didn't see it. As he was on pit road for about 15 seconds in his pit stall. And he didn't have to back up, so again, I could be right. I don't believe he took but 2 tires.
Well, Paul Ross is going to be the first one off pit road once again. The 48 machine of Nathan Velez is going to come out second. Tate Lytle is winding up third right now. Fourth is Luis Salmaso. And fifth will go to Zach Trevino. So those are going to be your top 5 coming out of pit road here.
And a very good top 5 event. We've seen a lot of these guys up front so far. As again, we'll take a look here at our cautions. That is 4 cautions, 13 laps, 54 to go. So we're well past the halfway point at this point in the race. Checking in, Todd Smith, the first rookie in 7th place right now. So this could get interesting here to see. Levi Zielinski's in 8th place right now. He has slowly but surely been creeping his way to the front of this field. Started 13th, he's in 8th right now. So I don't want to count that 59 out. He may have a shot to get a solid top 3 finish, at least the top 5, as he's slowly doing it, but he is making his way to the front of this field.
Levi Rowdy Zielinski in that 59 truck has kind of had a little bit of an up and down day, but he is making his way back towards the front. So we'll keep an eye on him as he continues his march to the front. But, you know, as we look at that truck, that thing's looking pretty straight. And one of the keys to this race is keeping that truck, keeping the fenders all nice and purty. And so far, he's got maybe a little bit of a ding in the back end, but nothing that is too drastic of damage.
Yeah, he definitely has just very minimal damage to that truck, especially compared to the truck in front of him, the one of Todd Smith. He has got a huge dent in the back of that truck. But again, the front is almost more important than the back. You don't want to count the back or the front out, but definitely a little bit more, yeah, I guess you could say notable. You definitely, whatever you want to call it, you need that front. You want that splitter touching down. That's your downforce. You want the back, obviously, but as long as you're not missing the wing in the back or that spoiler, then you're probably better off than having a lot of front end damage.
Yeah, and you know, cars, trucks have started to form up here, coming out of turn 2 down the backstretch, getting ready for the green flag. Paul Ross once again out front. Eric Mikey having some trouble in the pits. He's currently scored 6th place. Gonna start on that outside road now. Time and time again, all these restarts we've seen, the 48, Nathan Velez, he's gonna be on that outside. The 56, Tate Lytle, gonna be second row inside. Most of the time, that inside row, those front 2 cars on that inside lane are going to be able to be 1 and 2 by the time they get into turn 1. So we're going to see if that's going to be any different here on this restart. Pace car is in, and here we go. Green flag's in the air once again.
Indeed, it is a green flag out. We got the 4 of Louis Samasa. He is all over the back bumper of the 56 right now of Tate. He is just trying to run him down here and get every position he can. And these guys know as well as we do up here in the booth, laps are winding down. Again, the 4 started 22nd. He's up to 3rd right now. So he has gained a lot of spots, but he's not done. He wants to bring the Heineken number 4 Chevrolet to the front here, and he's doing a really good job of it right now.
Doing a great job at it as we watch him. And now the 6, Eric Mikey. Oh man, I thought he was going to wipe out right there. Eric Mikey touched the different embanking on that white line there, but he managed to save it, but had to lift to do so and lost some of his momentum.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want to do. These trucks take a little bit to get up going, and it's almost like running a super speedway here in Atlanta. You know, they take a little bit of time to get up and go. So if you have to brake or lose momentum, it will definitely hurt you in the long run because you've got to get back up to speed, and that takes so long to do that you will lose one. Could lose up to 5 spots usually before you manage to get back up to speed. But this group right here battling 3rd, 4th, and 5th with Lewis, Eric, and Nathan. Even Zach getting into it. That is a good battle going on for the top 5 positions.
Very close here. All 5 cars nose to tail. Maybe even 6 as Levi Rowdy Zelensky wants a piece of this action.
Indeed, he does. And it looks like you see, take a look here. Back to 7th position. He's trying to get in there with the 97. Is going to get by the 48. That is Zach Tavino is going to get by the 48 of Nathan Velez. Again, I apologize for the names. Was corrected from going forward. Again, just trying to make sure we get them all right. Again, we got another battle going on once again. Look back at 8th place. You got Kurt Crum, Todd Smith, Michael Whitley. You have one Jonathan Thomas mixed in there. Then you have Travis Bennett and Christopher Munger. That is 8th through 13th, like all your rookies almost bunched right up there together in the top 10.
Yeah, good battle with the rookies going on here. These guys all want to prove themselves here in the 3-wide racing league, and they want to have a good finish while they're doing it. And so it's a great battle right here between these guys.
It really is. It just goes to show that just because you're a rookie doesn't mean you're a rookie in the trucks at all. As these guys are putting together a huge run here. 3 of them in the top 10, and then you have 2 sitting in 12th and 13th. 1 in 16th, and 1 in 20th, all the way back to 27th to get to the next one. So a few of them, you know, hanging back there in the back of the field. But right now you got a huge battle going on for the majority of the rookies here. Kurt Crum, obviously in 8th place, is the highest placing rookie so far here in the race. But checking in once again with Drew Eisman. Eisman back here in 22nd. As we got a car going around, it looks like it's going to be the 56, I believe. Was indeed.
Spins down the backstretch, gets it sorted out. Fortunately, he was spinning below the white line, or unfortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, but no yellow's going to come out. He's going to keep it going, as we saw one going on pit road. That is Kurt Crum in the 11 machine. So back up front, Paul Ross had about a half-second lead over the 56 of Tate Lytle before this happened. Now he's got about a 0.6, 0.7 second lead over the 6 of Eric Mikey.
Yeah, so that was unfortunate running there. He's led 15 laps. Now he's back 15, almost 16 seconds off the lead. That's now 16.299 seconds off the lead. He's back in 20th. He started second place. He has lost 18 positions here in the race. All of those happening obviously within the last lap. So he is right now the last car on the lead lap. So that is very unfortunate for him. He's got some damage there. He may be possibly in jeopardy of going a lap down himself now.
Yeah, Tate Lytle, heavy damage on that truck. Currently scored last car on the lead lap. But the good news for him is the way my score sheet shows, Kurt Crum is the first car laps down, and he will be 2 laps down. So if Tate Lytle does lose a lap here, he might be able to survive until a caution comes out and get the waiver out.
He could indeed, and that will be the best case scenario, obviously, other than a caution coming out before he loses a lap down. Which could possibly happen here with 40 laps to go, 75 completed when the leader crosses the line. Paul Ross is your leader right now as he's coming through the tri-oval right there. He will complete lap 75. So we are on lap 76, 39 laps to go here in the race of 114.
Nathan Velez in the 48 lost some ground since the restart, but is regaining it here inch by inch, currently running fourth, under some pressure from Levi Rowdy Zielinski, but Luis Salmaso in the 4 holding on to that final podium spot of 3rd place.
He is indeed. I'm not sure, we might see Nathan Velez get by him. Velez has been very quick here in that 48 machine, but then again, Luis Salmaso has been very quick too, but I'm still not counting out Levi Zielinski in 5th. He has put together a terrific run to make his way up to the front. Again, starting in 13th, he's in 5th. So we'll see here if he can possibly do anything. The driver that really hasn't moved anywhere today, that is Johnny Thomas. He started 6th and he's in 6th. So he is kind of in past people to keep himself right where he started.
Yeah, he's managed to do a good job here so far. That truck's looking fairly straight. Seen a couple scuffles happen in front of him, but he's managed to tiptoe his way through them. And here he is, still in 6th place, still out on track, and got a shot at winning this thing.
And another one in the 97. Now, we're talking about a little bit. Zach Trevino, he is back in 7th position right now in the number 97 machine. He started 28th. He's up to 7th. He has gained 21 spots, so he is doing a very good run himself to be in a solid top 10.
And Todd Smith, a rookie here, is currently the leading rookie in this one machine. Rounding out the top 10 will be Michael Whitley in 9th, and Christopher Munger will be 10th. So those 3 rookies all right there, all running 8th, 9th, and 10th. So these guys having a good showing here for their first time at Atlanta with the 3-wide racing.
Yeah, and interesting enough, Munger back in 10th place right now. He is doing better than he started. He started 15th, he's running 10th right now. But he was up in 3rd. I really expected to see him with a better finish than he is currently projected to get here on lap 81 of 114. I really thought he might have a shot to get a podium finish or maybe even a win. But he is not doing so right now. as he is sitting in 10th position. So still a good finish for him, just not the finish I expected to see after seeing his early performance as about lap, let's say about 50 or 60.
Checking in on Skylar Nissel here in the 31 machine. Skylar currently running 13th. His fastest lap is a 30.540. His last lap was a 31.865. So you can see the drop off as he works his way around the lap machine of Drew Eisenman. You get a chance to see that drop off here. He's got 22 laps on his tires. We did about 2 laps of pacing. So 20 green flag laps are on this thing. And you can see they've already lost over a second and a half just in 20 laps out here.
He has indeed. Started 32nd up to 13th. So a good run, but like you said, yeah, just about a second off their speed. These guys have very old tires for now, 22, 23 laps on these tires. So if a caution was to come out here, we'll take a look here. 32 laps to go. I think you know, we get into that 15 lap, 10 lap range. I have a feeling we're going to see people stay out, but right now, I think we're well within the window for everyone to come in and get some fresh tires. Just to update, Frank Sims disconnected, Rusty Webb has disconnected, and Kurt Crum, when 2 of your rookies there also have disconnected.
So the 18 machine, Paul Ross, opening up a 3-second lead over Eric Mikey. I'm sorry, over Luis Salmaso. As Eric Mikey is falling down the charts here. So Mikey in trouble here. Ooh, got into the wall a little bit as he got into turn 3. It looks like Eric Mikey having a little bit of an issue here, trying to recover and maybe get that truck back up to speed.
Yeah, and if I recall, it was him that took, I believe, 2 tires. So, you know, he's got 24 laps in those tires, and if he did indeed take only 2 tires, you know, some of his tires on their truck, either probably the left side, I believe it was, no, the right side that he didn't take, has anywhere from, you know, 30 to 40 laps on those. So that could pose a problem for him. Maybe he expected to have another caution by now.
Ooh, in the 83, Johnny Thomas coming down pit road here. Little hard on the brakes. Hopefully got it slowed down. But first one on pit road. Don't know if he's doing a little bit of short pitting. But here he is coming down pit road on lap 87.
He is indeed, and Brandon Uhouse is out of the race. Just took him behind the wall, so he is done here tonight as the 83 on pit road. Now he's going to get some service done so far, about 10 seconds on pit road. We'll see here. He is going to take all 4 tires, I do believe. Actually, he may have only taken rights. We'll see. 15.4, so it looked like he did indeed take all 4 tires. So everybody else starting to come down here. Nathan Velez come down, Levi Zielinski, Munger coming down, Henshaw coming down. So everybody's starting to come down pit road.
Paul Ross slowing down your leader, bringing it onto pit road. So Johnny Thomas was the first one on pit road, and he is going to bring the rest of the field down here with them. You know, and tires are going to come at a premium, so I expect everyone to pit here real soon within the next few laps, even though they probably could go another 15 laps on fuel.
Yeah, once one person comes down, you've got to come down, especially if the leader comes down like Paul Ross did. Everybody's going to come down. And while they're doing that, though, look who's in the lead. Todd Smith, a rookie, leading the race here. He's got 29 laps on those tires, though. Now 30, but he is your race leader, so a rookie leading this race here tonight.
Now Todd Smith staying out there, hoping for a caution, and it may not be necessarily a bad plan, as he's got the field almost lapped. There's only 7 cars on the lead lap right now. He's got Paul Ross trapped a lap down. So if a caution comes out, this will play into his favor, but here he comes. He's shutting it down for pit road.
Yeah, he needed that caution to come out right when he needed it. It didn't happen, so that is unfortunate that he didn't get it when he needed it, but he's going to come down and he will give the lead back to Eric Mickey in the number 6 machine. So even after contact with the wall, he is going to regain the lead here, so he'll lead 17 laps when he crosses the line.
Yeah, Eric hanging it out there right now. Not sure when he's planning on pitting. He might be someone that waits to the last second due to the fact that he's lost so much ground because of that contact he had. But, you know, he's going to be losing a lot of ground if that caution doesn't come out. So it's kind of a high risk, high reward situation right now for him.
Yeah, and the good news for him is he does have Thomas Morris, Matt Hackerthorn, and Josh Sonnet out behind him. So 4 guys right now that have very old tires, anywhere from 30 to 32 laps on those tires. So he's kind of got a bit of a buffer. They have to get through those drivers before they can get to him. So those drivers could possibly slow him, the leader, not the leaders, but the fresh tire drivers down of Paul Ross and everyone behind him before they can get to Eric. So that could be something he's banking on too. You know, he has to go through all these drivers to get to me, and by the time he gets through them, those tires could be kind of worn out.
Yeah, Eric Mikey, Paul Ross has gotten back around him, Nathan Velez, Levi Rowdy Zielinski, the 97 machine of Zach Trevino, and Luis Salmaso are all putting themselves back on the lead lap here. So Eric Mikey hanging tough for right now. But again, like we said, it's a high-risk, high-reward situation for him. Should that yellow come out, he will be able to hold on to the lead before he makes a pit stop. But if it comes out beforehand, or after he makes his pit stop, he will be in serious trouble, as these fast guys with these fresh tires have all got their lap back. So Eric Mikey could come out of pit road 1 lap down if he does not get this caution.
Yeah, and just to update everyone real fast, the 77 Drew Eisenman is out of the race. He just packed it up and sent it home, so he is done here as well. Again, he led 8 laps, but got involved in some little wreck, and he is done here for the night.
The 83 of Johnny Thomas, we saw he was the first one on the pit road, trying to use a little bit of strategy, a little bit of shortcut to gain some ground, but he did not get enough ground. He's still quite a bit behind these guys because they saw him hit pit road until everyone else came, so he didn't get the opportunity to use the fresh tires for as long as he would have liked.
Yeah, definitely not. And, you know, you're getting into the 8 to 12, 15 lap window when those tires are really starting to fall off. Already running just about a second slower. 30.362 is his fastest, 31.029 for Johnny Thomas right now. So he is definitely losing some time there, not running the fastest times. But, you know, that doesn't seem that fast compared to his fastest. But look at Eric Mikey, 30.245 his fastest lap. He's running 32.5, so he is way off, as it looks like the 44 is on the apron here. Not sure what happened. He is losing many spots right now, back in 10.
Yeah, Matt Hackenthorn just coming off of pit road and accelerating here. He's made his pit stop, currently in 10th place.
And interesting, maybe something happened. I see him as 4 pit stops, but I don't see there. He may have something happened, but there he is going back in pit road again. So he did not actually have a pit time on pit or in his pit stall. So he may have missed his pit stall and had to come back in again.
Entirely possible situation. Either way, a devastating situation for Matt Hackenthorn.
And that is not good for him. And meanwhile, while we're doing that, Mike Stevens fell through to unacceptable levels, as well as Skylar Nissel. But Skylar is back So he is going to give it one more shot here to see if he can finish this race out.
Our leader is on pit road. Eric Mikey making his pit stop here. But here comes Paul Ross coming around, going to pass Eric Mikey. Paul Ross currently scored second. The only one not able to make a pit stop yet is the 23 of Josh Personette. And Personette about ready to get passed for the lead here by Paul Ross.
Yeah, 30.9 to 32.6, no question about it. You might as well have just handed him the win right there for Paul Ross. Josh just handed him the victory sticker as he went by, because he pretty much blew his doors off, which, you know, not saying, obviously he's not fast as he's going to pit road, it looks like, but, you know, those new tires are no question 2 seconds faster, easy.
Yeah, cannot replace fresh tires here, especially as these guys ran it out hoping for a yellow. And Eric Mikey has come off pit road, and like I said, he has gone a lap down. Really needed that caution and just did not get it.
No, and 14 laps to go. You know, even if a caution came out, he's not going to be the first one. As you see, well, now he will be. Josh Personette going to go back to pit road. He's coming out of there. 16.9 seconds. He is a lap down, so he's done with his service. So that will put Eric back on the first truck a lap down as he's scraping the wall once again back there in 14th position.
So Paul Ross currently leading. He has led the most laps for this race, 67 laps in total. Eric Mikey has led 24 laps tonight. So those two went after it for quite a while, but in the end, 4 laps led, it is going to go to Paul Ross, putting on a dominating performance here at Atlanta.
It is indeed. It's going to be 11 to go at the line, so we are approaching the 10 to go mark. Paul Ross out front, followed by Nathan Levi Zielinski, Jonathan Thomas, and Todd Smith. So Todd Smith, a rookie, of course, putting in a solid top 5 finish, as actually he's going to take 4th now from Johnny Thomas. So he's actually going to get even a better top 5 finish here.
And unfortunately, I think we have just lost Luis Salmaso due to internet connection. That guy was running in the top 3, and now I've lost him on my score sheets. I don't know if he is done for, if he's going to reappear or what, but unfortunate for Luis. Had a great run going, only to be done in by his internet connection once again.
Indeed. Looking in the thing here, we may see him reappear. He has not officially fell through yet, so interesting enough, I do see it too, as he is being scored in 16th position right now, 2 laps down. So that is very unfortunate for Luis.
As we got 9 laps to go here at Atlanta. This has been an interesting race. Been very exciting, a lot of side-by-side action, but again, a dominating performance by Paul Ross. And it looks like Johnny Thomas holding on to a 5th place for right now. Christopher Munger sitting in 6th. Travis Bennett is going to be 7th right now. And Kyle Hanshaw, we haven't got to talk a lot about Kyle Hanshaw, but here he is, 8th place as the laps are winding down.
They are indeed. So we'll see just how it can all play itself out. And, you know, I talked about the 59. I said he would get a good finish. I thought he would get out a solid top 3, if not a win. And, you know, he hasn't disappointed. Started 13th. He's in 3rd, gained 10 spots. Not the biggest mover, but he's definitely going to get a top 3 finish here unless something drastic happens with 7 to go. So he didn't disappoint me. I predicted he would get a good finish, and he is definitely going to do it here tonight.
Yeah, having a great run at Levi Rowdy Zielinski. And want to check in on Michael Whitley here in the 94 machine. Currently in 10th spot, so the final car in the top 10. And he is about 23 seconds behind Chuck Sweeting. Paul Ross coming around not too far behind these guys, as Chad Brown is currently the last car on the lead lap. And you see Paul Ross in the shot right there coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, very interesting here. Only 11 cars on the lead lap right now. Quite a few drivers out. We have currently 18 drivers on the track. So, out of 39, so over half the field is out of the race. And then you have to go from 18 all the way to 12, at least one lap down, 1 through 11 on the lead lap. So a lot of guys are lap down, a lot of guys out of the race around here in this race. So definitely not the run a lot of these guys wanted here tonight.
Nathan Velez dropping through the field here. He was running second. Looks like we might lose another one to internet issues.
That is very interesting to see that many people drop internet here. Especially everyone that's lost internet here in the last closing laps has been in the top 5. So that is very interesting there to see, that many cars in the top 5 just suddenly drop connection.
For Paul Ross, so far no internet connections issues for him, as we got 3 laps to go. And it's smooth sailing for Paul Ross. He doesn't want to see yellow. He doesn't want to have any situation that will disrupt how this race is going for him. He's got about a 5-second lead over Levi. You see Levi just coming in the shot there, almost the entire backstretch to make up. So Levi better find some afterburners and get that truck flying.
Indeed it does. It looks like the 44 is going to get by him, but the 44 is Matt Hackerthorn. He is actually 2 laps down, so he's actually not going to get by him, but really no battles there. As Nathan Velez did finally fall through to unacceptable level, but he has reconnected, but 2 to go, there's really no point at this point. He is going to finish back in at least 17th position now.
Paul Ross coming around, white flag flying one more time around this 1.5-mile speedway at Atlanta. Great run for Paul Ross. Gotta finish it out though, down the backstretch for the final time. 5-second lead over Levi Zielinski.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get it. I think if Levi was any closer, he might have run. Quite frankly, I don't know if I'd want to be any closer. It seems like everybody that's been anywhere near having a run here is disconnected, so he's probably in a safe zone right now, because that is, again, not the way some of these guys wanted to end here with connection problems.
No, and Paul Ross wins it, checkered flag flying down the backstretch as your victor. That is going to be Paul Ross getting it done here at Atlanta.
Well, a very good win. He definitely earned it. 79 laps led.
Yeah, very dominating performance by Paul Ross. So bear with us for just a second while we get post-race interviews set up. I'm going to start pulling these guys in as I can find them. And as I find them, we will start our interviews while we watch Paul Ross do some celebratory donuts. All right, we have our top 3 drivers here. Let's go ahead and start with our race winner, Mr. Paul Ross. How you doing tonight, sir?
Good. How are you?
Man, I'll tell you, it was a dominating performance you put out there. You led 79 laps, and despite everything that went on, you managed to find a way to keep that truck clean and put it in victory lane and melt these rear tires off.
Yeah, it was a good race. The pit crew did good all night. Can't thank them enough. I wish I would have been paying attention to the laps because I was right behind Eric trying to save tires right before the halfway point. And if I would have known we were there, I would have probably tried getting around him. But all in all, it was a really good night. After that last green flag pit stop that we had, it was just tire management. I wanted to make sure that I was saving enough just in case a late race caution came out or something else, and it looks like it paid off for us, so couldn't be happier.
We saw a little bit of a rough start. A lot of drivers wide open here at the very beginning, and then the field kind of started to thin out and everyone could open up some green flag runs. Tell us a little bit about what was going on at the start of this race and what led to these early cautions.
You said it. When you don't have to let off for the first 7 or 8 laps in a run, you know, you're trying to do everything you can, and when you get behind another truck, the front end would try washing out on you a little bit more than normal. And you know, I don't know what caused the wrecks, but I know during practice there was a lot of guys that were getting up into the wall out of turn 2, scraping, and then shooting back down across the track. But it seemed like if you didn't save any tires after about 7 or 8 laps, that was about the point you had to barely start letting off going into the corner, and then it just gradually got more and more as the run went on. But yeah, it was one of those things with not knowing when a caution was going to come out. You didn't want to save early, get passed by a bunch of people, and then have a caution come out. But at the same time, if you didn't save at all and it went into a long green flag run, you could definitely see your lap times fall off.
All right, well, man, again, congratulations on the excellent job out there tonight. Any sponsors, people you'd like to thank?
First off, Corey Lindsay for putting this league on. He doesn't get enough credit. There's so much stuff that he does, you know, between the website, lining up sponsors, updating the points, just everything that he does. So huge shout out to Corey for all that. I want to thank my teammates 3OG. It was a pretty rough night for the overall team. But hopefully next week will be better. I want to thank Mountain Fit Hoods, B&M Fabrications, Skidoo, for all coming back for a second season with us. And thanks you guys for broadcasting every week, and Nathan Young for sponsoring this series.
All right, well, once again, congratulations, Paul Ross. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and go celebrate your victory.
Thanks, and hopefully we can talk to you tomorrow night too.
Yes, sir. All right, moving on. Charles Wooten has caught up with second-place finisher Levi Rowdy Zielinski.
Indeed, again, Levi, you got a copy.
Got a copy there, man.
Well, first off, you know, first time helping out with this series, you were my pick. I said it from the get-go. Make sure you go and watch that. That I thought you had something here tonight. It just seemed like you were moving through the field all night. You had something, I think, for Paul Ross. Had we got a late caution here, you know, in your mindset, you think you could have given him a run for the win here?
I think if we had a late caution, I think that we probably could have had a chance to get Paul there. Paul's a good racer, though, obviously. He had a fast car all night, fast truck completely through the whole thing. Otherwise, I think we had a chance, but we just needed that caution to fall right for us. I know we wanted to lap down at the start of the race because of a connection issue, got our lap back and drove all the way up to second, so I'll take that as a win for myself, honestly, tonight.
Yeah, and honestly, there were a lot of people having connections, especially in the top 5 in those closing laps, it seemed like. So, you know, you were about 5.5 seconds behind the leader. But it seemed like that was the place to be honest. You were in second, but just far enough out of that, you know, top 5 curse there. We're having connection issues. So we did see, I believe, 2 or 3 drivers have connection issues there. So you managed to stay right outside the curse of the top 3 finisher there of losing connection, and that definitely played out in your favor. I'm not sure what next week's race is, because again, I'll have to get with the schedule and find out all that. But coming into this track here at Atlanta, did you have high hopes of finishing good, or was it kind of, this isn't really your favorite track, or what was your mindset just coming into this race?
Before this race, honestly, I like Atlanta. It's usually a slick track. Unfortunately, with the weather situation today, I didn't wasn't in our favor. I didn't think overcast just doesn't sit well with my driving style. I needed to be a little bit looser. I just don't like running wide open, and it's just not racing to me. So, I mean, it is what it is. You can't do nothing about the weather when we're doing this realistic weather, so there's nothing to blame there, honestly. But Atlanta is a track that we do pretty well at. We do pretty good at these mile and a halfers. We do good at these short tracks, really well at short tracks, honestly. So we're looking forward to going to this. I think we go to a short track next week. I think it's, I'm not quoted, don't quote me on this, but I think it's South Boston, but I'm not completely sure.
Definitely quite a bit different than this track. If it is South Boston, quite a bit smaller. Definitely a fun track. We've seen a lot of good racing there. So, you know, going into that one, hopefully we'll see you in the top 3 and possibly getting a win there as well. But to wrap it up, any sponsors or just shout-outs you want to give for a solid second-place finisher tonight?
Yeah, of course, man. Just like to thank, you know, Corey for putting on this league. I mean, it's tremendous how long this has been going on. I've been racing probably here about 3 years off and on. So, I mean, it's amazing what he does here. I'd like to thank, you know, you guys for coming on board MaxSpeedTV. It's awesome to have you guys in the booth this year. I really appreciate it. I'd like to give definitely a shout out to my buddy Nathan Velez. He had that connection issue there, run second place. So I feel really bad for him not getting that, you know, well-deserved top finish that he deserved. But, you know, we go on with that. I'd just like to thank my sponsors, Shell V-Power, for being on the truck today. Just really great selling I have on the truck. And we have, you know, a few sponsors that we like to thank. Chris Kyle Foundation, you know, for all they do for the Wounded Warriors out there. And, you know, Nine Alliance we also usually take on board, too, with us. Just, you know, really great things they do for Wounded Warriors and veterans out there, man. Really appreciate it.
All right. Well, again, congrats on a solid, very good second place finish. But finishing in third was Todd Smith, a rookie, and I believe KR has caught up with him.
Todd Smith, man, you got it done. Third place, highest finishing rookie here with the 3-Wide Racing League. Tell us a little bit about your race, man.
It was pretty eventful. Didn't qualify good. Kind of messed it up. I got in too low into one and washed up and screwed my lap. Started 20th. And we're just going to chill and ride. A couple crashes in front of me tonight. And got rear-ended 2 big times. Thought it was over. Crew fixed my truck up pretty good. And as long as I was drafting, I could do pretty good. But then after they say, you know, you hold it flat-footed about 7 laps. And then the tires go away and I could kind of run them back down. But those first handful of laps flat-footed, it was just a struggle for me after I got damage.
Well, with the damage, though, you still managed a top 3 finish. Were you ever in a position where you could maybe use pit strategy, or was it all just hard work and hustle to finish up in the third there?
There's a little bit of all that. I drove hard as I could after all this damage, like I say. And I gained 4 spots there. Maybe the last pit stop. No, the caution I gained 4. Then I was going to stay out when everybody pitted, and I went ahead and brought it on in, and then just drove. I tried to drive pretty consistent and passed a couple people and gained some spots, and it worked out for me.
All right, man. Well, third place here at Atlanta with the 3-Wide Racing League. It's got to feel good. Any sponsors, people you'd like to thank?
Yeah, PPG, the whole team, Chad Brown for bringing me on board, Degadoo Club, and Monster for sponsors. They do pretty good. It was a fun night. It was fun. Once the flat-footedness went away, you know, you could actually drive the truck, had to lift, and had to actually know what you was doing, kind of. But had a fun time.
All right, well, once again, congratulations, and you know what? We're off next week, so take this time off, get that last little bit of damage fixed on your truck, so maybe if you get into clean air, you'll be able to sail away nice and clean, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was third place finisher Todd Smith, part of the Pilot Performance Group. That's what PPG was. So again, congratulations to our top 3. And we'll run through our results here, starting with first place of Paul Ross, getting it done here in dominating fashion, led 79 of 114 laps. Levi Rowdy Zielinski Making it second. Third place was Todd Smith. Fourth, Christopher Munger. And fifth was Johnny Thomas. Sixth place was Travis Bennett. Seventh, Kyle Hanshaw. Chuck Sweeting was eighth. Michael Whitley, ninth. And Chad Brown will round out your top 10. And in 11th place was Eric Mikey. Thomas Morse was 12th. And 13th spot was Josh Personette. 14th was Matt Hackathorn. And 15th was Nathan Young.
And I'll go ahead and round us out here for the night. If I don't lose my voice, 16th will go to Tate Lytle. Again, hopefully I do pronounce all these names right. We will definitely make sure to get them right. 17th, Nathan Velez. 18th, Zach Trevino. 19th, Luis Salmaso. And rounding out your top 20 is going to be Skylar Nissel. Again, some guys having some major connection issues here at the end of the race. 21st, we'll go to Drew Eisenman. 22nd, Kurt Crum. 23rd, Michael Skinner. 24th, Rusty Webb. 25th, Frank Sims. Again, some of these guys having some major issues here with connection at the end of this race. 26th, Wade Lear. 27th, Brandon Uhouse. 28th, Mike Stevens. 29th, Nick Miller. And 30th is going to be Peter Short. Again, two of those, Nick Miller and Peter Short, having some issues as well. 31st goes to Justin Kolb. 32nd, Sam Close. 33rd, Tanner Sharp. 34th, Richard Hines. 35th, Andrew Rucker. Again, a rookie, finishing a little bit worse than he probably wanted to, 97 laps down. 36, Carlos Acorsta, I get that right. 37th, Jordan Teal. 38th, James Duke. And 39th, rounding out the field here tonight, is David Wilson.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us here at Max Speed TV. Again, we are off in the trucks for next week, off for Easter, but we'll pick it right back up April 8th at Myrtle Beach. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsors here at Max Speed TV. We got to thank SimSpeedShop.com, HREMotorsports.com, Elite 7 Racing, and the Ohio IndyCar League. Guys, thank you very much for joining me and Charles here tonight. I hope everyone had a good time. I know I did. This was the 3 Wide Racing League Nathan Young Designs Truck Series. Guys, until we see you again on April 8th, y'all have a good night.